What if I told you, if you can't do these three simple movements, your risk of falling could nearly double after the age of 60, not years from now, but starting quietly today? Let's test your legs together. First, balance. Stand on one leg. No holding on to anything. Just 10 seconds. If your body starts shaking, your hip drops. Or you have to put your foot down early. That's not just normal aging. That's your stability system struggling to keep you upright. Second, control. Sit in a chair. Now stand up without using your hands. If you need to rock forward, push off your thighs or grab something for support. That's a sign your leg strength and coordination are declining. Third, endurance. Stand tall and slowly rise onto your toes 10 times. If you feel fatigued too soon, can't lift very high, or lose control, your lower leg strength and circulation may already be weakening. Now, here's why this matters. According to the National Institute on Aging, falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults, often resulting in long-term mobility issues. And a study published in Clinical Biomechanics found that reduced balance control and slower sit-to-stand performance are strongly linked to higher fall risk, even in people who still walk every day. But here's the part most people don't realize. This isn't just about falling. It's about losing confidence, avoiding movement, and slowly giving up independence. The good news: this decline is not permanent. It happens because certain muscles stop being used, and when you reactivate them, your body can improve faster than you expect. If even one of those tests felt harder than it should, don't ignore it. It's your body asking for attention, not punishment. So, before we go further, I'd like to ask you something simple. If you're ready to rebuild your strength, improve your balance, and feel more confident on your feet again, just type yes in the comments. Not for me, but as a small promise to yourself that you're ready to take that first step. Now let's turn this around step by step. I'm going to show you 5 simple exercises designed specifically for people over 60. No gym, no heavy weights, no complicated routines. But here's what makes them different. Each one targets a weakness most people don't even realize. They have the small, stabilizing muscles that control your balance, your coordination, and how safely you move every day. Because walking alone isn't enough to train these muscles. These movements will help you stand steadier, move with more control, and feel stronger in ways that actually matter in real life, like climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, or walking without hesitation. And the best part, you don't need to do more. You just need to do the right things consistently, because when your body starts working the way it's supposed to again, everything begins to feel easier. Exercise number 1, Copenhagen plank. Hip stability, activation. Let's start with a muscle almost nobody trains, but one that quietly controls how stable you feel every time you stand, walk, or shift your weight. It's called your hip stabilizer, especially the gluteus medius. This muscle sits on the side of your hip, and its job is simple but critical. It keeps your pelvis level when you're on one leg. Every step you take, every time you climb stairs, every time you catch yourself from losing balance, this muscle is working in the background. But over time, especially after 60, it often stops activating properly. Not because it's gone, but because your daily routine no longer challenges it. That's exactly why you may feel less stable, even if you're still active. So here's how we bring it back. The Copenhagen plank. Lie on your side next to a chair or bench. Place your top leg on the chair with your bottom leg underneath. From there, lift your hips off the ground until your body forms a straight line from your head to your foot. Hold that position for about 10 seconds. You should feel a deep engagement along the side of your hip and inner thigh. That's exactly what we want. Now, here's where most people go wrong. They let their hips drop, they twist their body, or they rush through the hold without control. Focus on staying steady, no collapsing, no rolling forward or backward. Start with 3 sets of 10-second holds on each side. This may feel challenging at first, but what you're doing is reconnecting muscles that help you stay upright, stable, and safe. And once this muscle starts working again, your balance begins to change. Exercise number 2, step up with knee drive. Now that your hip stabilizers are starting to wake up, we're going to turn that stability into real, practical strength. This next movement looks simple, but when done correctly, it becomes one of the most powerful exercises for improving balance, coordination, and leg strength all at once. The step up with knee drive. At first glance, it's just stepping onto a platform, but most people do it in a way that removes the benefit. They push off the bottom foot, they use momentum, they rush through the movement, and without realizing it, they shift the work away from the muscles that actually matter. So let's fix that. Place one foot fully on a step or sturdy surface. Make sure your whole foot is planted, especially your heel. Before you begin, lightly lift your back foot so it's not helping you. Now press through the heel of your front foot and stand up. At the top, bring your opposite knee up toward your chest and hold for 1 second. That pause is the key. It forces your standing leg to stabilize your entire body under control. No momentum, no shortcuts. Then slowly lower yourself back down over about 3 seconds. Now, here are the common mistakes: pushing off the bottom foot, letting the knee collapse inward, or skipping the pause at the top. Focus on control, not speed. Start with 8 repetitions per leg for 3 sets. This movement directly improves how safely you climb stairs, step onto curbs, and move through daily life. It's not just a step, it's strength, balance, and control working together. Exercise number 3, glute bridge march. Now that your legs are starting to work one side at a time, there's something even more important we need to address: balance between the 2 sides of your body. Because here's what most people don't realize: strength is not always evenly distributed. One side quietly does more work, while the other side slowly falls behind. And over time, that imbalance can show up as stiffness, instability, or even that lingering discomfort in your lower back. This next movement is designed to expose and correct that. The glute bridge march. Start by lying on your back, with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Press through your heels and lift your hips up until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold that position. Now slowly lift one foot off the ground, bringing your knee slightly toward your chest. Pause for a moment, then place it back down. Switch sides and repeat. It sounds simple, but this is where the work really happens. Your hips should stay level. Your body should stay steady. If your hips drop, twist, or shift from side to side, that's your body showing you exactly where the imbalance is. And that's okay. That's what we're fixing. Here are the common mistakes: letting the hips sag, rushing the movement, or lifting the leg too high and losing control. Focus on slow, controlled movement. Start with 6 marches per side for 3 sets. This exercise helps your body stay strong and stable even when one side has to do the work. And that's what makes everyday movement feel safer and more controlled. Exercise number 4, Bulgarian split squat. Now that your body is starting to move with better balance and control, we're ready to build real strength one leg at a time. This is the exercise many people avoid. And ironically, it's one of the most effective for restoring strength, stability, and confidence in your legs. The Bulgarian split squat. But here's the key: this is not just another squat. The biggest mistake people make is staying too upright and dropping straight down. That shifts pressure into the knee and takes the work away from your hips. So let's do it correctly. Stand in front of a chair or bench. Place one foot behind you on the surface. Your front foot should be far enough forward so that when you lower down, your knee stays aligned over your toes, not drifting inward. From there, lean your torso slightly forward. not exaggerated, just enough to shift the load into your hips. Now slowly lower yourself down until your front thigh is close to parallel with the floor. Then press through your entire front foot, especially the heel, to come back up. That slight forward lean makes all the difference. It activates your glutes and reduces unnecessary stress on your knee. Here are the common mistakes: staying too upright, letting the knee collapse inward, or dropping too quickly without control. Focus on a slow, steady movement. Start with 6 repetitions per leg for 3 sets. This exercise directly improves your ability to stand up, sit down, and move with strength and control. It's not just about building muscle, it's about making every step feel stronger, safer, and more stable. Exercise number 5, calf and tibialis, lower leg strength. Now we move to a part of the body that almost everyone overlooks, but plays a critical role in how safe and strong your steps feel. Your lower legs, especially your calves, and the muscles along the front of your shin. Most people think these muscles are only for walking, but in reality, they do much more. Every time your calf contracts, it helps push blood from your lower legs back towards your heart. That's why it's often called your body's second pump. And the muscle along the front of your shin, the tibialis anterior, controls how your foot lifts and lands with every step. When these muscles are strong and coordinated, your steps feel smooth, controlled, and stable. But when they weaken, things start to change. Your steps may feel heavier, your toes may start to drag slightly, and your body begins to compensate, placing more stress on your ankles, knees, and hips. So here's how we train both sides of your lower leg properly. First, the calf raise. Stand tall, holding onto a wall or chair for light support. Shift your weight onto one foot and lift the other slightly off the ground. Now slowly rise up onto the ball of your standing foot. Take about 2 seconds to lift. Hold for 1 second at the top, then lower down slowly for 3 seconds. Make sure you go through a full range of motion lift as high as you can, then lower until you feel a gentle stretch in your calf. After finishing one side, switch to the other. Now we train the front of your lower leg. Stand with your back against a wall, with your heels about 5 to 6 inches away from the wall. Keep your legs straight but relaxed. From there, lift your toes up towards your shins as high as you can, then slowly lower them back down. You should feel the muscles along the front of your lower leg working. Move with control, no bouncing, no rushing. Alternate sides or perform both feet together depending on your comfort. Here are the common mistakes: moving too fast, not lifting high enough, or relying too much on support instead of muscle control. Start with 8 to 10 slow calf raises and 12 to 15 toe lifts per side for 3 sets. This combination strengthens both sides of your lower leg, improving circulation, stability, and the way your foot interacts with the ground. And that's what makes every step feel lighter, safer, and more controlled. Now, let's make this practical and easy to follow. You don't need to do everything every day. In fact, a simple and consistent routine works best. Start with 3 to 4 sessions per week. In each session, go through all 5 exercises. Exercise 1, 3 sets of 10 to 15 seconds per side. Exercise 2, 3 sets of 8 reps per leg. Exercise 3, 3 sets of 6 marches per side. Exercise 4, 3 sets of 6 reps per leg. Exercise 5, 3 sets, 8 to 10 calf raises and 12 to 15 toe lifts. Rest about 30 to 60 seconds between sets. Take your time. Focus on control, not speed. As the exercises start to feel easier, you can gradually increase hold time, repetitions, or control. But remember this: consistency matters far more than intensity. A few focused sessions each week can lead to meaningful changes in how your legs feel and function. Now, here's something I'd really encourage you to do. Give yourself just 3 weeks with this routine. No pressure to be perfect, just show up. Stay consistent and pay attention to how your body feels. Then come back and let me know. Do you feel more stable, more confident when you stand or walk? Do those simple movements feel easier if you're willing? Share your experience in the comments, not as a test, but as a way to see your own progress. Sometimes the biggest changes start with small, consistent steps. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you have existing conditions such as joint pain, heart issues, or experience dizziness or discomfort, please consult your healthcare provider before starting. Always move within your comfort range and stop immediately if something doesn't feel right. Your safety comes first. At the end of the day, this isn't about looking younger. It's about something far more important, your independence, being able to stand up without hesitation, walk with confidence, move through your day without that quiet fear of losing balance. Because those small moments, they add up to your freedom. And the truth is, your body is still capable of improving. No matter your age, you can rebuild strength, you can regain stability. You can feel more in control again. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need a gym. You just need a decision to start. If you found this helpful, consider sharing it with someone you care about, a parent, a friend, anyone who could benefit from feeling stronger and safer on their feet. And if this helped you, a simple like lets me know to keep creating videos like this for you.